I don't know that I could do it in 3. So
Okay.
let's give you the ones I think matter. I think top would be have a clear mind about the first couple of years how you're going to preach, and make sure that you go into the plant ready and able to preach well. Because I think the key to planting, key to any ministry, is changing lives, and it's the word that changes lives, and your pulpit ministry will be the key leadership dimension of church life and the key engine to drive it. So preach well.
Yeah, can I ask a question? Are you talking about style, or are you talking about content? Are you saying mapping out the sermons for the first 12 months?
What books you want to look at, what topics you want to hit, why, how they fit into the movement of the whole church establishment, and so on. So, early on for us, obviously, I preached through Mark's Gospel, and I preached through Colossians. There are a couple of key books that we worked through because Gospel, I wanted to position us as the church. It was going to be about Jesus, presenting Jesus, delivering the saving message of Jesus, this kind of thing I wanted to do. Colossians, I wanted to go through Colossians to hit some key worldview issues that our community was wrestling with, and I wanted to do. So thinking through that kind of area is important. But yeah, preparing yourself to be able to preach well, because that early phase of a church you can't have back again, and there's an impact you'll make through your preaching ministries that will say something about who you are as a church, what you're going to be as a church. So getting that organised, thought through, done as well as you can is important.
Okay, well, what's number 2 then?
Number 2, make sure you've got connection processes in place. So a plan for connection. Now, that doesn't need to be hugely formal in a small church context, but you need to have thought it through. And if it is a bit larger, if you have a core group of 40, 50, you want to have thought it through a little bit more systematically. How are you going to engage with the new person who comes in? You will, if you do the other stuff well, get people visiting. What are you going to do with them? How are you going to follow them up? How are you going to make sure they connect? So I'd say that connection work is critical. I think thirdly, a plan for how to develop leadership in your small group networks, what we call maturity work.
So it's never too soon to start planning for who's going to be taking over responsibilities.
Well, firstly, who's going to lead your small groups? How are you going to develop them as leaders? And then what are you going to do to actually scale that up to be larger? Yes, but firstly, who's going to lead your small groups, and how are you going to make sure they do a good job? Because you need them to hit maturity outcomes and community outcomes. How are you going to make sure they're positioned well to do that? Which will require thought about training. How are you going to develop their ministries? Don't just think you can start a church, put 3 or 4 people running small groups and leave them. You've got to pay attention to how well that structure functions, because that's an engine for your whole church life. I'd say that's 3.
That's 3. I'll give you one more.
One more. Your mission plan. You have to have a mission plan, and you have to pay attention to how as a church we are going to build profile to reach the community, and how as a church we're going to intentionally design a calendar to bring people in through the funnel into a closer contact to be impacted by the gospel. You've got to have thought about your intentional, comprehensive mission plan to make this church actually reach the community and not just be an insider endeavour.
All right. Okay. So preaching, connection, training up for leaders, and then also a mission plan.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure you've got plenty more, but thanks for those.
There's 4.